the person already have your back and stay tight, my toes. And doesn't matter like how much I move, the person's gonna come with me. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I can get a little bit of like a room over here, but not all the time. And I'm looking for to get my arm behind his leg. Any moment like the person like open up, I can get behind his leg, I'll go for him. But most like I'm gonna just protect my neck and just keep my elbow tucked. If the leg open up, I reach behind, outside, never like inside, never like in between, because we just get myself in really trouble. So what I'm looking for, I'm gonna turn, but I wanna try to get my hip on the floor. If the person try cover my hip, can I talk? If the person, just talk. If the if the person try to cover my hip, I need to get my hip on the floor and not on top. My hip has to get on the floor. Let's go. So as I'm rolling, if the person try to cover my hip, I need to get my hip on the floor. And I get my hip on the floor, and I have to avoid he pulls me to the other side. So as my hip get on the floor, I have to keep my weight there so the person doesn't pull me to the other side. Because if my shoulder, if my head is being pulled into the other side, all the rest come together and then start open up again to somebody get under and then put the hooks. So he got my back. I'm gonna try to roll. Try to get my hip on the floor. And I cannot bridge, guys. It's not bridging. It's not weight. It's kind of like get my hip like low. Get my hip like flat on the floor. No lift, anything. Just kind of really low. Just stay like this. I don't want to do this because I cannot move. This is like I'm not moving. So I'm doing this, but I'm not doing that. I'm not lifting my hip. So I keep my foot to help my hip skate, but not lift my hip. So I'm doing this. From this position, I'm going to stay tucked in. I'm pulling the arm out of my neck. Put your legs down. I'm pulling the arm out of my neck, and I'm tucking my chin as much as I can. If the person let me, I'll try to scoop out. But maybe that's not what he's gonna let you do it. So you just have to stay here as much as you can. From this position, keep your legs there, Mateus. Now, bring your legs back. From this position, I'm gonna be looking for to get the leg now. I'm gonna be looking for to get a hold. I'm gonna look for get like any hold from the outside, any hold from the outside. But I cannot just let go of my neck and go there because I'm gonna get choked. So as I release this, I'm trying to keep this hand here and my neck tucked at the same time. Once I reach for this leg, once I make to this leg, because this leg can go away, put the leg away from me. So this leg is not that easy to get there. Once I get to this leg, as I make to this leg, I can let go of this. I tuck my chin and I let go of it. And I tuck my chin at the same time that I'm really start turning. Hold my fist. Hold. I'm really start turning because now, even he feel like he wants to sit up with me and get on my back, I'm not pulling him. I'm keeping the weight on him, and I'm kind of keep his back on the mat. I'm not pulling his back on the mat. I'm keeping his back on the mat, and I start turning my body. But I keep the weight on him, and I keep my back on the mat. My chin has to be tucked the whole time. Any moment if I open up, I'm gonna get choked. I'm gonna be pulling back. So keep my chin tucked at the same time. If I start feel like I can reach the other leg now, I reach the other leg. But most like I need to get out of like of the back attack. I need to lose. I need to escape out of the back attack. I need to loosen up the position. I need to get out of the danger and just try to get on top of it. Even if you recover guard now, I'm just kind of like I'm just safer. I just don't have him like a try to choke me and get the points or the hooks or anything like that. And the worst part, even if he doesn't make you tap, maybe he put a body strong on you and doesn't let you get out until the mat ending. So I'm trying to do everything to don't let him put the hooks, don't let him finish, and I have to try to get out as soon as I can. So he has the seat belt. I don't have like his leg. I try to roll. As I'm rolling, I try to stay here. As I'm defending my neck, I'm looking to get to this leg. I get a hold of this leg. I can connect my hands. I can lift my hip out of the ground as long I keep his back on the mat. I can never, stay. I can never take his back out of the mat. I'm turning, I'm stay heavy, and I have to keep the weight on top of him. I cannot move taking him out of the mat. I have to move at the same time that I pin him on the mat. Now that we just got all this information, I think once we drill, we're gonna have idea what to do. We have to stay heavy and move at the same time. If you try and move, taking the weight off, he moves with you and then he's gonna just stay on your back. So keep his back on the mat, we move, but try to keep his back flat and pin on the mat as much as you can. Let's go try it. Guys, I think now everybody have the feeling what is like you try hold the back, but then the person keep turning, and then you try hold it and you realize that it's better let go because I already lost the position. When the person get their legs, it's almost like the longer you hold, more energy you're losing. So sometimes it's like, okay, I lost the position, let me just don't waste more energy and then go to the next move, you know what I mean? If the person get a hold of your leg like that. But same thing, I'm defending my neck and I'm tucking my chin. And I'm trying to roll, but the person get on top, you know. And I feel like my weight is start getting shifted to the other side. Come back. So before the person gets to the other side, and you have your weight on him, and his knee starts to come out from underneath, because that's what blocks. And this leg didn't block me. You know, this leg wants to take me. So this leg doesn't block me. The other one is the one that blocked me go. I want to go to the other side, but that leg keep blocking me. So you roll, and then the person kind of get a hold of your hip doesn't touch the floor, and you want to go this way, but then he keep guide you to the side that you don't want to go, right? So in that moment, I go. I have my hand on his arm. I have my neck chin. This hand can go quick and try kind of like stuff the leg a little bit, get the leg low. The knee, if the knee is flat, your hip just slide over. The knee starts to come up, your hip doesn't really slide over. Sometimes it's just a little bit of like a push, and then you get your hip back to that side. So who's on top now, just get the hip and the knees like around the hip. And then when the other person try to roll, try keep that, and then the other person try to push that out, so we go back to the same position. So we do the same thing again. Get me back. Sorry. Let's do it again. So as we roll and push it back, that hand cannot stay there. That hand cannot be there because any moment maybe he can no, just one. Free this hand. This one. Any moment they maybe can free, and then you don't have the other hand to protect. So this hand cannot be over here too long because he can just find his way and go in the choke. So you can push it and then get out, and your hand start go back to protect your neck. I'm pulling his arm out and I tuck my chin at the same time. And then obviously from the same thing, I'm looking to get a hold of this, look to connect both hands, start turning, and then get a hold of the leg as soon as possible. So who's on top, guys? As soon as the other person roll, just keep your knees around his hip, and then he's gonna have to just get out of that. If the person gets too much momentum, if you let the other person get too much momentum, your hip doesn't come out, he's gonna take you to the other side. But let's not work on that now, all right? You don't wanna just be good to get out of the back. You know what I mean? It's not your goal. But over here, like a lot of people has a good back attack because we work so much on that. You end up having people more on your back than usually. You know what I mean? So we have to work on that. We have to find your way out of that. We have to work our technique to defend to and get out of bad position. What is good, but you don't want to just be the best on that. You know what I mean? If you're being the best on that, probably you're doing something wrong because you've been there too long, and not working the other funny stuff. You know. So, but let's remember this: like he roll, I roll, I try to get myself out, but if he try to pull me to the other side, he's gonna have both feet on the floor. You know what I mean? Go like this. He's really trying like get me over to the other side. He needs his feet on the floor. He has no like a base or post or ground to kind of like throw me to the other side. He needs to use his hip, he needs to use his legs. Because he came from that, sometimes it's very easy to get this. It's a very like easy reach. But if you stay here too long, and then the guy like, oh, I can't put this guy on the other side. Let me start put the hook. Look what happened. Come back. As soon as he start with the hook, he drop his leg down. And not only drop his leg start going far, and then the other foot start coming like on top. And you don't want to get this leg, you know what I mean? You don't want this leg. You have nothing to do with this leg, you know. So if you wait too long, the leg is going to start to get down. So sometimes it's hard to get under because the leg is just so low. Sometimes you get under. If you find that if you cannot get your hand under, you can even begin with a pants grip. If you find a grip on the pants, you don't want to loop your arm around this leg because it will be the same thing. He's going to crucifix and just start working your arm, and then you're gonna have a extra trouble now. Not just the back, but you're gonna have to defend your arm. You know what I mean? So even you attempt to reach over this leg, don't reach over. You have to try to go under. If you feel okay, you can make a grip on top, but don't reach over. Because once you make a grip on top, he still can break a grip and then take your arm. So even if you feel like you want to make a grip on top, you have to really tuck this up with the grip. If your arm get extended, he's gonna pull your arm to him. So if you feel like, oh, I can make this grip, and now maybe you can get under, but just don't let your arm stay too much like on top of the leg. I don't know if you guys saw the position from there. Just don't let your arm be taken with it. If you make the grip over, just don't let him take your arm. If his leg starts to kind of like going too far, almost kind of let go because it's too risky to get your arm kind of like a crank, you know. Just remember those things because it's very common to somebody try to get out of the back, but just keep taking the person with him. You roll, you get out, but then you take the person with you. And those things like those shoulder movement, it's almost like you want to get out of like a quicksand, but you have nothing to hold. You can't. So once you hold something, you start to be able to just get yourself out of there. If you just keep moving and then you're gonna get a hold of something, the person just stay with you. So in this point over here, once you find the leg, you're gonna have something to pull to get him out of your back. So just remember all this. Let's get some water and then we get back to the leg.